Hello traders, this is day number 67 of small cap market open trading. I've written a plan specifically to trade small cap stocks. This is just a little piece of it. And we've been trading it now since mid-September. We're 67 trades in. We took a trade today. It hit our 2-hour profit target on the very first entry, which is unusual. That only works out about 25% of the time, and I'll show you where that number comes from. I'm not just pulling that out of thin air. I'm collecting data on all my trades and keeping track of the statistics. So the trade we took today was on WTI. You can see it here on the screener. I have a very strict screener criteria. This is, first of all, these are my screener filters. This is the screener that I use every single day with this test, but there's a lot more to it. I have a very specific screener criteria. I don't just look at every stock that pops up. Then I have a very strict daily chart criteria, which tells me which stocks to pay attention to on the chart, regardless of where they are in the screener. And I go over all of that stuff in detail in the plan and also in my live trading videos that are completely unedited, that are available on Patreon. I have my trading plans here, my calculators, spreadsheets, live trading videos, everything is here if you're interested. And that's on patreon.com/tradingarmor. The easiest way to get to it is really to go to the YouTube Trading Armor homepage and just click right here. We also have a free trading group on Facebook. So check that stuff out if you're interested. So now let's take a look at the video of the trade. So this is today, right, March 1st, and you can see it right here, right at the open, 18 seconds into the open. And the first thing I pull up on the chart is a couple of other stocks on that screener, and I'm able to reject them right away because of my daily chart criteria, which again is all written in the plan. Now, FRO was looking good on the screener and met the daily chart criteria, but did not do anything to trigger an entry. And here's WTI. It met all of the criteria, and now here I am marking out my lines that I need to see on the chart before I take an entry. And again, I explain what all those lines are in detail in the live videos and my plan. So now we're just waiting for our entry there. We just got triggered. So as soon as a 1-minute candle makes a new high in this scenario, that's where I trigger my hotkeys. Now, that's not my entry. You know, anytime a 1-minute candle makes a new high, don't just jump into a trade. That will not work. But once all this other criteria is met, that's my trigger. So here I am into the trade, and the beauty of the hotkeys that I use, I have a profit target and a stop loss built in. I'll show you the hotkey setup right now. I always forget to show that, so let me just do that right now. So we'll go to my active trade settings. And here is the hotkey that I use on every single trade. I have it set to Control Z. These are all of the order type. The quantity, that's really important. It's only one single share, and that's because we are test trading with real money, but still, we haven't proven this plan profitable yet. We've taken 67 trades. We need to take 100 before we can go to full position size. And the other thing that's really important here is that I automatically get a stop loss and take profit order placed on the chart at an arbitrary position. I mean, not really arbitrary. It's set to 10% below the entry and 20% above. And that's just to give it a lot of space just in case there's some volatility right after I enter the trade. It gives me a moment to figure out where my actual stop loss is and where the profit target is, and then move the orders in place. And you'll see that happen in the video. So let me close this so we can see that. All right, so let's see when I trigger those hotkeys. So I just hit Control Z. There's my position. Here's my stop loss. I'm placing it in the appropriate place based on the chart and based on what my plan says to do. And that's exactly where it should go. Now, the profit target needs to be calculated. It's just at that arbitrary plus 20% right now. And I usually have this open ahead of time. I forgot to open up my XR calculator, I call it. X because you can put any reward target in the calculator. Obviously this one was easy math, so I just did it automatically there, but you'll see me punch it into the calculator anyway because I like to get in the habit of using that calculator and just getting faster at it. So anyway, there it is, and I'll use it later as well just to check the 3-hour profit target. This trade is all done at this point. I've got my bracket orders out. That's what you call it when you have a profit target and stop loss. and I don't have to do anything now. So I just kind of zoomed it into one chart, and I just let the trade play out, and whatever it does, it does. It's either going to hit my stop loss or hit my profit target, and either scenario is a good trade. Obviously, I prefer it to hit the profit target, but either way, I would have stuck to my plan, and that's what's going to happen here. Now, this is by far the exception to the rule. This thing just went straight up to my profit target, especially on the first entry. That only happens about 25% of the time. There's where I got filled, and I'll explain why it took a moment to fill me. There's 514, and here we're watching this in real time now, and you see the order still out there. It's not filled. Is that a Weeble glitch? No, it's not. It's because the profit target is a bid order. So it's a sell order at the bid, and the bid needs to come up. I just paused the video, so that's why it's not doing anything now. But the price needs to come up to the bid at my profit target. So this is the last price, 514. So that could mean that someone sold at that price, but not necessarily that there are more buyers out there at 514. So in just a moment, there you go. Now the bid finally hit 514, and then I get filled. And the price continues higher, and the thing left to do is to calculate the 3R profit target. So you'll see me do that here in just a moment. So there, I just put my 3R in the reward factor, calculate profit target, and now it's 518. Again, it's easy math. I could have done that in my head, but again, just like to get in the habit of using that calculator. It's very handy, especially when the math isn't so easy when you're trading stocks that are in much higher price ranges. So anyway, that's pretty much it. This thing does end up hitting 3R, and it goes much further. I think it would have even hit 4R, and that's stuff that we're tracking as well. We're just tracking the 3R right now. Let me show you on the spreadsheet the statistics, and this is why tracking your trades is so important. Not just tracking your trades, but making sure that your trades are consistent as well, because if you're just tracking your results and you're doing random things, your statistics are absolutely meaningless and useless. But if you're doing the same thing every day, you have a strict plan, a strict criteria to enter a trade, and you only trade specific stocks. Like I only trade small cap stocks that are within a certain price range and that have gone up a certain amount on the day, and all this very specific stuff, so that it's like I'm doing the exact same thing every day, even though the ticker symbols themselves are changing. So we've taken 67 trades so far. You can see our win rate looks really low, but keep in mind with a 2R profit target, 33% is break even. Anything above that is profitable. With a 3R profit target, 25% is break even, and anything above that is profitable. And you can see our win rate for 3R. And with our 2R profit target, we're only up 1R, so we're basically break even. But I'm going to tell you what we're going to do when we're all done with this test. And 3R, we're up 11 times our risk. So if we would held all of these trades till 3R, we'd be up 11 times our risk right now. And here's where the probability of trade number one working out comes from. I've taken, out of these 67 trades, I've taken 39 first entries. And out of those 39 first trade entries, 10 of them worked, and that comes out to about a 25.6% win rate. Trade number two wins 50% of the time. Out of 22 trades, 11 trades won. Trade number three doesn't look so hot, but this number isn't really meaningful yet because there's just not enough data. We need to take more trade number threes before we know if that trade is profitable or not. 100 or more is really ideal. So even these numbers are on the lower side, but they're pretty consistent. Trade number three, we don't even have 10 entries yet, so that number is almost meaningless. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. The main message that I want to get across, whether you use my plan or my trading tools or your own, you really need to have a plan going into every single trade. And you need to have the discipline to follow that plan. Where do you get the discipline to stick to your plan? By tracking the results of that plan. If you track the results of that plan and you know the probability of the trades working out and the probability of them failing, you'll be able to stick to your plan a lot more easily. So you can see that even though I know that trade number one loses, I still take trade number one because that's part of this test until we reach 100 trades. And I'm not that worried about losing on trade number one, because right now on 2R we're down minus 9R, right? But on trade number two we're up 10R, right? So that makes up for that minus 9R already, and then we're break even on 2R for trade number 3. So anyway, the point is if you track your statistics and you know the likelihood of the trade working out, you will be able to just stick to the plan and not break it and not move your profit target or stop loss around once you're in the trade. So as always, go into every single trade with a plan, stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses and honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.